At the moment, Arne Slot seems to be getting absolutely everything wrong. So what next for the Liverpool manager, and what does he have to do to fix things? Wataru Endo has withdrawn from the Japanese international team because he has an injury which has been unspecified, and there's an update for Upamecano as Liverpool are continued to be linked with the centre-back from Bayern Munich and French international. People, it's Monday. Liverpool aren't in a great place. But let's try and make this a good show. Sit back, relax. It's the Morning Meetup Live. Let's get into it.
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kopish.
See, now you're tuning in. It's the main free back again. Ripping LFC to the end, so go on, tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're a 10 champions. We the best, we come again. Kopish clean up in every region. Elevation in every season. Catch up in all the fast match up in real rap and drifty quan, tell them this is that, this is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. Reppin' Liverpool to the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kopish.
Big up, everyone. Hope you're well. Do smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, guys, make sure you check out okjersey.com, our current channel sponsor. You can get the best football jerseys for £15. That's right. Whether it's this season's, last season's, or from years gone back, make sure you go and check out okjersey.com. And if you want a further discount, you get 8% by using the promo code Kopish, Kopish, no hyphen. Go and check out okjersey.com. Right, guys, you know how I start these shows on a Monday. A little bit of shirt association. Big up to everyone. Big up to Icon Barbers, got me sorted out. Look at me again. Yeah. I know. Everyone, I'm fresh, I'm clean. I get it. I know. Bam, clean. Look, bam. Look, you lot all doubted me. Look at me now. The beard is bearding. Once again, guys, if you're about to embark on a beard journey and people are doubting you, they're ridiculing you, ignore them. I was there, and now look at me. I've not only grown my beard, but I've started a movement with this. I've started a movement, guys. I'm seeing more beards. I'm seeing more people with beards. I'm seeing more people embracing the beard. So people, if you want to be like me, just trust the process. But yes, people, big up to each and every one of you. Hope you're all well. Right. Okay. Shirt association before we get into the serious topics. I got this one today. As you can see, it's not even mine. Again, it's my little ones. Who is the first player you think of when you see this kit? This kit was beautiful, by the way. If I'm not mistaken, this is Drifty's favorite kit. Who is the first player you think of when you see this kit and why? So for me, the first person I think of when I see this kit is Thiago. Thiago's the first person. I'm seeing a Salah. Funny enough, you say that. Salah's on the back of this shirt. Well, it's not his full name, but yeah. Salah's on the back of this shirt. I'm seeing a Bobby. Taki Minamino's a shout. That brace against the opening goal against Crystal Palace. Nat Phillips. Bobby, this is harsh. No, this isn't true either, because I've been to many stadiums last season. We won those games. Jota, big up, RIP to Jota. Fabinho, Mane. Coutinho never wore this one, bro. Big up Blatant Red TV as well. Go and subscribe to their channel. Mane, Fabinho, Minamino again, Bobby. No one for Thiago, no. Thiago's the first person I think of when I see that kit. Boo Rider Sharma. Yeah, if you know, you know. I'm going to be going live on the Sanderson show straight after this. You'll be redirected there for a UFC 320 reaction show. So make sure you join. Hendo Soul Proto says that's a shout. Hendo's a shout. That was a beautiful kit. Beautiful kit. So I'm saying Nike did do some sketchy kits, but when they got it right, they got it right as well. But look, Not looking backwards, looking forward, because Adidas are absolutely killing it at the moment with the merch. Shout out to Pimpin' Distress. He messaged me the other day with a shirt, not a shirt, one of the casual wear, and long sleeve polo. Like Adidas, you actually trying to make me go broke, because you're doing a very good job if that's the intention. Because some of the stuff that you guys are putting out, man, is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah. Fairs. All right. Discussion time. So, as you guys know, I wasn't on the post-match show for very long because I was at the stadium doing fan cams and all that stuff. That should hopefully be coming out today or tomorrow, depending on how my day goes. But we have some stuff to talk about, man. And look, the title says it, Slot getting it all wrong. And I'm not saying this to clickbait. I'm not saying this to be an a-hole. But genuinely, at the moment, he is getting it all wrong. Can he turn it around? Yeah, I believe so. Will he turn it around? Yes, I believe so. How long will it take? That's the question. But I do trust Slot to turn it around. And look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys how to think and feel. That'd be silly of me to do that. Do I agree with the Slot out stuff? No, I don't at all. But at the same time, I agree he deserves to be criticized at the moment. Would I go as far as saying Slot out? No, me personally, not. Do I think you're being a bit reactionary if you say Slot out? Yeah, a little bit. But at the same time, you can argue back and go, you know what? Maybe I'm seeing this a bit sooner than other Liverpool fans, and I've got the cojones to call it out now. Fair enough. Again, I'm not going to tell you guys how to think and feel. That's not my role. My role here as a content creator for Liverpool is to make you think about different things, make you hopefully see different perspectives on things, and maybe help you to see things from my perspective or Matt's perspective or just perspective, or if one of you guys explain yourselves in a comment to help, relay that information. What I will say right now, though, about Arne Slot is this isn't the Arne Slot we got last season. And the Arne Slot we got last season was someone who wasn't frightened to sub anyone off, wasn't scared to make changes when necessary, and was able to adapt tactically in games. I'm not seeing that Arne Slot right now. And I want to break this down to you guys. We finished the game against Chelsea with Szoboszlai at right back and Gravenberch at centre back. Two of our back four, you'd say have been our two best midfielders so far this season. The midfield three that finished the game, if I'm not mistaken, was Jones, Endo, and Florian Wirtz. Not the combination we'd want to see at all. So it makes me question why we're doing this. And I keep on saying it. I love Slot. But at the moment, he's being cowardly. And when I say he's being cowardly, I'm not calling him a coward. I'm saying he's acting cowardly at the moment with his decision-making. If you're going to take off Konate, which he said was a precautionary one, but he also, this is where he's been a bit weird, because he said it was a precautionary because, Konate was starting to feel a bit of an injury. But then he also went on to say, well, I was looking at making the substitution anyway because the right centre-back was getting a lot of the ball and we wanted to do more with it because he was getting a lot of time. Joe Gomez is generally very good on the ball, right? So you take Gravenberch out of his best position and put him at centre-back and take off a centre-back when you have a centre-back on the bench who is able to play passes through the lines, who is good enough on the ball to utilise it. Then you've got Conor Bradley, who had a mare of a first half and picked up a yellow card, was still continuing to make fouls after that. So you're thinking, all right, you've got to hook him at half-time because he's one foul away from getting a red card. You've got a Frimpong on the bench who you purchased. You bought Frimpong. This is your player now. So we can't do the whole, he's not Slot's play. This is your player now. You bought Frimpong. But you leave him on the bench and put Szoboszlai in at right back. So you've straight away offset the team. Then you start the game with Isak up front, which is fine. But you go with the midfield three from last season, which, let's be honest, the midfield three last season relied heavily on having a false nine because we didn't have a natural creator in there. So Bosley was excellent last season, but he wasn't a natural creator. So you had Luis Diaz being able to drop off, find those pockets of space, and utilize that space in the same way Bobby did back in the day when we had Hendo, Fab, and Wijnaldum. So if you're going to play Isak, in my opinion, you have to play Florian Wirtz. But again, granted, you didn't play Florian Wirtz because you opted to go for McAllister. I have no issue. I do have an issue with that, but I have no issue with the personnel you've implemented. But if you're playing that midfield three, Ekatike's got to be the starter. And then where I speak about cowardly decisions, Gakpo getting, what is it? Did he get 90 minutes, if I'm not mistaken? Got 90 minutes. We were told all summer that we didn't need another left winger because we've got Rio there. So if Gakpo's not playing well, despite his goal, why is Rio not being brought on? And then I go a step further. We have got a winger who is in form. Whether you want to hook Gakpo or Salah, who's playing on the right, we've got a winger who can play both sides, has a career where he's played both sides, and he still can't get on the pitch. Then Slot even goes on to say, well, he made that decision to bring on Endo instead of Chiesa because he said we were still creating chances, but we didn't have any control in the midfield. With all due respect to Endo, him coming on gave us no more control in midfield and never usually does. Endo's job when he comes off the bench, and not to be disrespectful, is to win fouls and break up play. It's not to control the game. It's when the game gets chaotic, Endo comes in and stops the bleeding. That's different from controlling the game. And then I look at how the game's going and we're just not adapting. Caicedo, Enzo destroyed our midfield. McAllister gets beaten way too easily. Skip pass. Caicedo has time to set himself again, and then shoot and score. Like, we've got to do better. Shout out to Marcel. Rio didn't even make the matchday squad. Again, I don't have an issue with that. But if he's not going to make the matchday squad, and Chiesa is, get Chiesa on the pitch. Because the one thing we're lacking in the final third was composure. And if anyone can give you some composure, it is Chiesa. He's shown that in recent weeks. He's shown that since the beginning of the season. I just don't get it. I really don't get it, man. And some of his comments in press conferences, he seems a little rattled, doesn't seem his normal calm self. Now, granted, things are going wrong. Virgil brought up a comment, and that's kind of split opinions regarding obviously dealing with things off the pitch. And I spoke on this on Saturday after the game. I'll never sit here and tell others how to think, feel, or mourn the loss of a family member or friend. In this case, a friend and a teammate. But we also have to understand this is football as well. And yes, we can mourn Jota. We'll always mourn Jota. But that can't be the go-to narrative all the time. Win or lose. Because when we've won this season, we've heaped praise on the players and we've heaped praise on the manager. Against Arsenal, we heaped praise on Slot because he made changes at half-time. Against Bournemouth, we heaped praise on Slot because he brought on Chiesa that got a pivotal goal and then we ended up winning the game 4-2. We didn't mention Jota in the Arsenal game. We didn't mention Jota in the Burnley game when we won. So it can come across disingenuous when we mention Jota as a fan base after we lose a game. And again, I want to make it very clear, we're not saying that we're using that as an excuse. It is definitely something that's a reason why the players might not be feeling themselves, or in fact won't be feeling themselves. But at the same time, the players still walk across that line on the football pitch, and we know we can do better. We should be doing better. And then you look back in the summer, and there's so many questions now. We were overjoyed about the transfer window we had, but some of us were concerned about the two fullback choices. And you look at how we're playing at the moment. How we're playing at the moment doesn't suit any of the fullbacks we have. Maybe Robbo's the only one it half suits. Doesn't suit any of the fullbacks we have. Then you look at the winger situation. Spoke about in the summer. Nothing against Cody, but should he be Liverpool's starting left winger? Nothing against Salah, but should we have not had proper competition come in to battle him for that position, so that if he is having a mare or anything, then we can hook him? We don't have neither. We have a 17-year-old who just turned 17-year-old that was screaming to be put into the team when he has very little or next to no Premier League experience. We have Chiesa who can play on the right and is not being given a fair chance. You have Florian Wirtz who's come into Liverpool and has been absolutely had his name dragged through the mud because of his price tag. But if you actually watch him on the football pitch, he's doing more things right than he's doing wrong. He's creating chances, which is his main job. He came on and he created a chance for Salah. He came on and he was popping the ball around and making things tick. In previous games, he's been making things tick. He's been opening up games, but we're not doing anything with it. Just not doing anything with it. And I'll be real, if things don't change quickly, we are going to lose a grip on this title. Now, I'm not going to go as far as saying Arsenal have done it now. It's 1 point. It's 1 point. And the reason I say that is because if the roles were reversed and Liverpool fans were saying it's done, put the fries in the bag, a lot of us would be saying, look, Arsenal are only a point behind. We still believe we can do it, but they're only a point behind. But we cannot let Arsenal build up a head of steam. We cannot let Arsenal pull away from us. And look, if there's ever a game to bounce back against the team, it's Man United after the international break. There can be no excuses about the players not being up for that game or anything. We're at home for that game and we're against Manchester United. If the players can't get it right for that game, then we've seriously got to question not just the tactics, but their mentality as well. There are players in that starting 11 right now who don't deserve to be in that starting 11. There are players sitting on the bench right now who don't deserve to be sitting on the bench. They deserve to be starting. The only person that can make that decision is Arne Slot, and he seems to be getting it wrong. And I'm not saying he hasn't been affected by stuff that's happened in the summer as well with Diogo, etc. But ultimately, he's the manager. And it's not just the incomings that have seemed to be an issue as well. Somebody out, like I kept on saying it throughout the summer. If you're going to let Diaz go, fair enough. But go and get a proper replacement. Don't tell me Rio's the Diaz replacement, because then you're weakening the squad. If you're going to lose Harvey Elliott, go and get me another player who can play in the 10 and right wing then. Or else don't sell him. There's respectfully to anyone who didn't rate Harvey Elliott or anything, there's no one who can tell me that 9 times out of 10 when Harvey Elliott came off the bench, he didn't affect games in a positive way. There's no one that can't tell me that. I remember Newcastle away in the 23-24 season. Remember last season. Remember the seasons where he's come off the bench against Crystal Palace and made a difference. Harvey Elliott was a difference maker when he came off the bench. Harvey Elliott, in my opinion, is someone who should have been Florian Wirtz's understudy. Harvey Elliott is someone that could have been rotating with Florian Wirtz right now so we can keep and maintain the shape. So you're not putting Szoboszlai in the 10. You're not playing him in the 6. You're not playing him in the 8. You're not playing him at right back. But we didn't do that. We didn't replace these players. And you can't tell me about Frimpong playing right wing when we saw Frimpong play right wing against Galatasaray and he got eaten alive. I can't be sold these narratives when they're right in front of us and they're not working, guys. So I don't know what's going to happen, but things need to change very quickly. Shout out to Lawazi, says, Cal, since PSG, we've been playing like this. This is not reactionary. Yeah, we haven't been right since the PSG game, but there were circumstances around that. We lost Trent and Gakpo around that time. We had a busy schedule. Our squad was smaller than it is now. So I let some of that go. But I did say last season, when everyone was like, oh, I don't care about the last games after we wrapped up the league. I don't care if these lot are going on holiday and stuff like that. I was like, it doesn't send out a good message to me. For me, if you're going to trial new things, that's when you trial new things. That's when you trial new formation and tactics. That's when you do it. When you've already wrapped up the league, you take those games seriously, but you do it in a different way. We just didn't care about those games. And then you have a shortened preseason, and then you're going into the game struggling. You're going into the season struggling. The end of last season should have been used to implement new things and then work on it. Like, I didn't understand this whole, oh, who cares? The league's already done. Like, nah, we're Liverpool, man. We fight till the end. There were still away fans going to games and expecting performances. There were still away fans paying hard-earned money to travel. I know how expensive it is. I'm only doing the London games, and that's still setting me back money. That's money coming out of my pocket. Then you add on tickets to that. Think of the Liverpudlians traveling from Liverpool. Think of people traveling from abroad to games. I had the pleasure of meeting people who traveled in from Canada last time when I went to the Fulham game last season. Surely you give them a good performance, right? Acura says, big up Cal W Cut 2. Big up yourself, Acura. I keep on saying Acura. Am I saying your name correctly? Because I don't want to disrespect anyone's name. So let me know if I'm saying that correctly. If not, just almost try and sound it out in the comment section, please. Right. Let's move on to Endo now. Endo's been withdrawn from the Japan international team with an unspecified injury. Now, D&J, yeah, full disrespect to that guy. Full disrespect. He knows why, and people who watch that show know why as well. Yeah, less said about him, the better, unless he says anything stupid again, when I will always clap back at him because of what he said. Endo. This is another injury, guys. We've had Allison get injured. We've had Leone get injured. The Leone one, I don't put that down to anything apart from just being extremely unlucky. Allison one, as much as I think he's brilliant, yeah, clap back at him is a pause still. That is a pause, D&J. Allison, yeah, he's a bit injury prone, isn't it? So it's not a shock. Hold on, Vern, Robbo's injured. I didn't know Robbo's injured. Ibu, yeah, I know Ibu is as well, guys. Yeah, it's looking a bit dark, isn't it? I don't think Ibu's one's that serious because we brought him off as a precautionary. Yeah, Robbo, yeah, Alexander saying Robbo too. So Robbo as well. Jeez, and now Endo. Endo isn't a main starter in the team, so it's not the worst news in the world. However, he does seem to come off the bench quite a lot. I want to ask you guys, if we're winning a game from now on and we need to close out the game, who do you bring on? Because I don't think Bashetic is ready. Bashetic would be the person I'd look at. But I don't know now. Maybe it's Jones. You bring Jones on slightly later in games. Oh, man. Yeah. Neoni's a shout. Shout to Russell's in the chat. Tyler Morton. Shout to Ram. Yeah, I wish we could bring on Tyler Morton. Big up yourself. Lakers in the chat. I see you, bro. Russell says Barcelona will be playing Neoni. I hear that, Russell. The only difference, I do think it's easier to play some of these youngsters in La Liga, though, because of the style of football. Like, you can see how physical the Premier League is. I also think that Rio would probably play more in La Liga. It's just the style of football here. You have to be physically about it. It's not just about technical abilities. It's pace and power and strength, as well as the technical ability. Do you know what? This is a fair point. Connor de Red says, everyone talking about the manager's agenda against Chiesa, but what about his agenda against Gomez? Let's be real, that's fair. It's a fair point. That's a fair point, Connor. Like, you look at how many times Joe Gomez could have come off the bench this season when Ibu's not been playing well, or Gomez could have started ahead of Ibu. It's a bit dark, man. It's not cool. It's not cool. So we don't know the extent of Endo's injury. Hopefully, it's not too bad, but we'll see. Shout out Lakers said this because Slot wants a ball playing centre back. That's why Gomez is a ball playing centre back. And again, David, you're absolutely right. Gomez was rubbish against Southampton, but wasn't Ibu rubbish against Galatasaray? Wasn't Ibu rubbish against Crystal Palace? So by that metric, if Joe Gomez has had one bad game and Ibu has had two bad games back to back, surely Gomez starts. Like, surely. Like, that should just happen, right? But again, didn't, and we're in this situation now. Obviously, we let Kwanzaa go, which I didn't. Again, there's an argument to say maybe we should have kept Kwanzaa now if we didn't get Gahey. It looked as though we were getting Gahey. We pretty much had Gahey, but obviously what happened. We can argue the semantics of that. Some people think we should have gone in with a higher bid earlier. I was okay with the situation because it looked like it was done until it wasn't at the very last minute. I don't know if an extra 5 million earlier on in the window would have changed much, but maybe it might have as well. Who knows? Who knows? Speaking of centre backs, Upamecano looks as though he might be staying at Bayern Munich. Bayern are trying to tie him down to a long-term contract. Obviously, he's negotiating. The same thing happened last season with Alphonso Davies and Joshua Kimmich, and they were able to keep both players there. I'm going to be honest with you again. I don't really want Upamecano at Liverpool. I think we can get better centre backs than Upamecano. So, yeah. I don't know, guys. A lot to discuss, a lot to talk about, and a lot to change between now and then. But what I will say, I hate usually when the international break comes around, especially last season when we were flying. This international break might come along at the right time. And also, another thing, if I'm not mistaken, this time last season, Liverpool were on 14 points. Now we're currently on 15. But how much of a difference does it feel? Like, we were playing much better football then and only dropped points to Nottingham Forest. Like, it's not a big difference. But again, this is why stats don't really mean too much. Because statistically, we have more points this time than we did last season, if I'm not mistaken. But look how everything's fallen into play. Oh no. Oh, sorry. That was before going into this game. But yeah, you get the premise, guys. We're not far off where we were last season, but look at the difference. Massive difference. Shout out to Martin, says Usman Diamonde we should go for. Look, if Konate does go, I look at Diamonde as someone who is very similar in playing style to Konate, but probably better on the ball. The only thing with him is he's a couple of years being away from, in my opinion, Konate's level. But he can definitely get there. But defense is really bad at the moment. We need to sort it out. But look, people, I'm going to wrap it up here. As I said, I'm going to try and get that match day vlog out today. If not, the latest it will be out is tomorrow. We've also got more Monday night live show tonight. I'm going live on the Sanderson show shortly. So make sure you follow me over there if you'd like an update on UFC after UFC 320. Thoughts on Mamadashvili's performance, says Martin. I thought it was really good. Yes, distribution isn't great, but I can live with that because his shot stopping so good. And his command of the area. He made some good saves in that game. I just like his presence in goal. Shout out to Acura, says it's the second and Joe and Chiesa are still in the doghouse and Endo isn't the best, but why still keep him then? Too many players that we can't really rotate unless it's a dead EFL or FA Cup game. Agreed. I didn't see the point in keeping Endo in the summer if we were going to just use him like this. But at the same time, could we have got one of the midfielders that we wanted? Possibly not. But yeah, do you know what, Maze? I'm going to be real with you. Like, Chiesa must really be regretting staying at the moment. And there's a chance he might go in January because he might want to still get in the Italian team. And if he goes somewhere else and gets regular game time, he could force his way in that Italian team. Shout out to Football Blood TV. Go and subscribe to Football Bloods TV. Says, big up, Cal. Can't understand this slot out agenda from some Liverpool fans. The next game, I think Liverpool will regain form. I'm praying it's not another 5 or 7-0 or it'll be United's day. All it be United's day. It all depends how some of these players come back from international duty as well. Hopefully there's no more injuries. Hopefully there's nothing like that. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the slot out stuff this early. But once again, maybe I'm just being slow to the party. I don't want to tell anyone how to think or feel. So people, do smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We'll be back later around 9:30 p.m. for the Monday night live show. We'll be speaking about more topics that break today, and we'll have a good in-depth conversation about Liverpool as a whole this evening. As I said, you'll be redirected to me on the Sanderson show shortly, so please do stick around. Oh, yes, shout out to Martin. Yeah, I'll be... So today's a busy day for me. Be live at 12 with Hassam, Tom, and Matt. Then I'll be over on Never Foul at 1:45. Actually, 4 p.m. might have a show for you guys at 4 p.m. Trying to get some stuff sorted there. And then a Monday night live show. Sanderson show, I've got to do one now. Then I've got to do one later as well. I'm going to be sitting at this desk quite a lot today in between school run and all that. So you'll probably get fed up with me by the end of the day. But big up to yourselves. Stay safe, stay blessed with Kopish, and we're out, people. Take care.